Hey guys, it's Laurel. Today is Saturday, June 1st, and this is FLOSSTUBE number 40. Never did I think when I started this I would get to 40 videos, but there's a handful that keep watching me, so I'm going to keep doing them. Super excited to be here today. I have a whole bunch of stuff to show you and a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, and I'm just in happy cross-stitch world right now is all I can say. I was going to try to get up and film earlier today, and my whole morning has just been just one story after another. So when I get to the quilting portion, I have a story to tell you that will make y'all wonder about my sanity. So what's happened the last couple weeks? So I had there was another Stitchy meetup in the group that I talked about. So that was fun. Got to meet a couple new ladies. And then a couple days after that, I have a friend that wanted to come to that missed it. So me and her went and met and had dinner and had some Stitchy time. And then I had a Zoom with Kim Goldman and Krista Ray. And then I had a FaceTime call with my friend Pam. This Tuesday will be another Stitchy meetup. I was going to go eat dinner with another Stitchy friend of mine, but we couldn't get it coordinated just yet, so we'll probably catch up this week sometime. So I've just been hanging out with my Stitchy people, and I love it. It's been so much fun. I hope y'all have had a good couple weeks. I know if you're like me, everything blooming has maybe not been super nice to you, but it is pretty and it is nice to, have a little sunshine out and things start blooming back out. So that's been enjoyable. I love to watch people's garden tours when they show all their flowers and all the pretty stuff. I want to have pretty flowers, but I want it to just happen by itself. I always said I wanted to be an outdoorsy person, and I was going to have the most beautiful yard and all these pretty flowers, and I can't be outside. I just can't. I'm not an outside girl. So my husband does a good job keeping me something pretty out in the yard to look at. So I'm thankful for him that he does that for me. So let's talk about what I've been stitching. So Mania just wrapped up. I did Teresa Kogut for my Mania this year. So I'm going to show you just within my whips. I'm not going to do all them first, but just however they're laid here because I got a bunch of stuff. I'm going to show you those. I really enjoy picking a designer to do for Mania. When I was watching the Hathaway Stitchers, I think they actually pick, they did a Carol Manning Mania, and they did Marjorie Massey Mania. They picked M designers, I think. So I thought that was pretty cool too. I do have quite a few Marjorie Massey charts that I bought, and apparently I haven't looked at any of them because I happened to be browsing on a website the other day and I saw that all the directions are in French or something. So I should probably look at those. I mean, it's just a chart. I mean, it can't be that hard, but I got kind of tickled with myself. So I've just been buying them up, and apparently I haven't opened the first one, but they're really pretty charts. I like them. Okay, so what have I been stitching on? So, sorry, you probably don't want to see the sticker on there, do you? So I have worked a little bit more on Tilly Goat. I love it. It is so cute. When I ordered this, I had ordered all the flosses and the linen together, but I didn't look to see if they were actually all in the package. So I was missing a couple, but I have them ordered. I mean, it didn't hold me up. I have those ordered, so they should be here sometime this week. But this is where I am on Tilly Goat. So I've been stitching this kind of, at lunch at work and then in the evenings at home. So apparently my light in my living room where I stitch in the evenings made this beigey color right here look green. I mean, green. So I had a little panic moment And then the next night I was telling the story to my friend that I went to meet for dinner, and she was like, well, now that you said it, it makes me see it as green. She said, if you wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have seen it, but I think it's going to be okay. Sorry to keep moving it around. So, got the ear in, got the eye. This is it's not super, super confetti, but there's a lot of color changes in there. And I was a little worried because I'm doing another Teresa Kogut that is like that. And it is like I'm so slow on it. And it's very discouraging to get it out and just not see progress. But this one I haven't had trouble with. If you see, I mean, that's a lot of color. But I just love it. I just love Tilly Goat. So I'm excited to be able to work on that some more. I have also worked a little bit more on Star Quilt. This one is on 25. That's pretty, isn't it? So sorry. This one is on, I'm stitching on 25 count mushroom Lagana, I think. So it's a good travel piece. So I've been taking this to my stitchy meetups. And I am using the called 4 colors. And I'm stitching it 2/2. So I have completed the first star, and now I'm working on the second star. I like it. Big stars. I mean, it would be really pretty on a higher count linen too, and be little, but I want it to be big and bold. So you can't, there's not stitching up here, but I do have the cream in on this corner. So I'll probably take this week to the stitchy meetup, because it's worked out pretty well working on that. Okay. Next, I have my, I'm sorry, I don't know why it keeps going dark and bright in here, but I can't do anything about it. The sun is the sun. The next piece I worked on was one of my WhipGo pulls. This was on 2 of the 3 numbers that were picked last month. So I should have worked on it 4 hours. I got a lot of work on it, but I'm not sure that I got my full 4 hours. It's a little glary, sorry. This is the one I'm stitching. This is already done. This one I will do at some point. I like all 3 of these. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count linen that I can't remember the name of. It's just left me. I know it, but it left me. I'm sorry. But this is where I am. So I finally finished this big motif that was, for some reason, taking me forever. So I extended the lines out here a little bit more, did a couple letters and some of the smaller pieces. But it's gorgeous. I love that blue. Oh, it's so pretty. So, so pretty. So pretty. So I put my piece down and the light comes back. Okay, and then the next piece that I worked on is the piece I'm stitching with Kim Goldman and Krista Ray from Contented Needleworker Kim and Wildflower Stitcher. Krista said that she was going to do another video, so I've been stalking YouTube every day, Krista, looking for your next video. She has some really good stuff, and of course Kim Goldman, we know that she's amazing. And I can't even talk about how much fun I had on the Zoom call with them. They are such wonderful ladies, and we just had a great time. So I am very happy to be stitching this with the both of them. Excuse me. Kim is just doing the middle. I think Krista's doing the middle, maybe with some bands. I'm doing everything except for the over one line, but it's gorgeous. So we're all doing different colors, but they're all beautiful. Oh my goodness, they are just, this is such a beautiful chart. So we zoomed for probably, I don't know, a couple hours, I guess, and So I did a couple letters, and then I extended some of my border and this line here. So I'm stitching this on 36 count Exemplar by Lakeside Linen, and I'm using MPI. It says burnt. I don't know if you're supposed to pronounce it ombre or umber because it's spelled R-E, but I'm not fancy like that, so I don't know. But it is a chocolatey brown, and I just love it. Love it. So I'm sure that they will be done, obviously, way before me because they're faster and because they're doing this, just the middle section. But look at that. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, I can't wait to get there. So I was thinking I'll probably just kind of do like I'm doing, just kind of keep coming down because I want to get in the middle and kind of do some of that too. I used to be that person that had to do the whole like border first and then start at the top and do every little bit and come down. Because we were having a talk when we were zooming about, you're raised to follow rules, so you feel like you just have to. But in cross stitch, you don't have to. You can make your own rules in cross stitch, and it is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, I feel like I'm talking super fast. I'm going to be done in like 10 minutes. It's going to be the shortest video. So the next Mania piece I worked on is I pulled back out one of my whips because I had 2 whips in my rotation for Mania. This one is Dwelling Place. I'm stitching this one with Jan Holder. And we have it split up in portions to have it done by the end of the year. Jan is staying on point. I'm a little bit behind, but Jan, I'm going to catch up. I am. So this is what it will look like. It is probably one of the prettiest charts I've ever seen. Which I love Teresa Kogut, and she has a Hello America book coming out at some point, and I am stalking all the sites so I can get it. Because her and Plum Street just do Americana so well. And I know that this is not necessarily like meant to be Americana, but it has that vibe to me. So this is on 36 count Weeks Dye Works beige. Now, at the end of May, I should have had everything above this line done. So you'll see, I don't have everything above the line done, but I'm catching up, so it's okay. I knew I would be behind on my assignment stitching by doing Mania the way that I was, but it's okay. It's not stressing me out. I'll get caught back up. It'll be fine. So this is where I am. So what I've been doing is kind of at lunch, I'll work on this side, this urn, and then in the evening, I work on this side. So over here, these little flowers, there's 9 total on each side. So I have 6 more to do on this side with the vines. The vines on this side, 9 buds, the bird, and then this little urn has 3 flowers and some leaves. So I can get caught up. It's okay. Because this month, it's not a ton on the assignment. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I love it. Now, I did have a little dilemma over here. Let me fold it up so you can see that spot. I'm using the called for colors. But when I got to this little urn or pot of flowers, whatever you want to call it, which isn't that pretty down there. When I got down here, these vines right here and this one were actually supposed to be the same color as the inside of this star. Now the inside of the star you can see, and it does look like a color difference from the linen, but that's because it has the border around it. When I stitched this in this color, it didn't show up. So I pulled it out, I put the beige in, I sent a picture to Jan, asked her what she thought. She suggested a blue, like a light blue maybe, but she said the beige looked fine too. So on this side, I stitched a little bit of the blue, and then I had a dilemma because I loved both of them. So I sent it out in my Stitchy group, and I sent it to a couple friends and asked opinions, and this got the most votes. And I had more of that stitch than I did the blue, which is probably really why I decided to go for this. It would have been less frogging. But I'm just very excited. Just all this. There is a pillow in the inside that just does this like section. I might want to do that too one day. But I am super in love with this chart. It makes me happy every time I get it out. Like, it's just very soothing and relaxing and wonderful. That's all I can say. All right, so next I had a new start. Because I'm so caught up on all my whips, why wouldn't I have a new start? It would just make sense. I flip back and forth between just being in love with my whips and wanting to work on those and getting some stuff knocked out to starting all the new stuff. I didn't bring my book in here, I don't think. I started six things this month. Bad. I broke a nail. Look at that. Doesn't that look crazy? I'm going to go get my nails done today. I'm going to have to get them chopped down so I don't look funny. I know nobody cares about my nails. Oh, look at my project card. That is not the project card for this. That is a blank one. The new start was Cobham House Sampler. I talked about this in the last video. Love it, love it, love it. Kim is thinking about doing this. She said, of course, she's just kind of going to come down and do some variation of what's right here in the middle. But I can't wait to get down to these birds. I'm having this thing about like quirky birds right now. Like, the quirkier the bird, the more I want to stitch it. I have something ordered that I've never seen before. It came out like 2 years ago or something. So I'll show that in the next video. But I'm so excited because it's just this big, giant, just weird, quirky patchwork bird. And I can't even stand myself. But this was Pam's birthday, Sal. So she is going to try to do like a page a month so that she can get it done by her next birthday. I love this. So I did order the called for flosses, which I talked about, and the called for linen. Well, I don't know if it called for 36 necessarily, but I did 36. It might have called for 32. Oh, please, and I will tell you. Yes, they did it on 32 count, picture this plus fossil, and I'm doing 36 count. But this is where I am. So I love how the white pops off of this, or the cream does. The greens show up pretty good. This up here, I was kind of back and forth about this because this is like a charcoal. What is this? Yeah, Weeks Dye Works charcoal is what the letters are. And I thought about switching it to just a 310 just so it would stand out. But when I was talking to, I think it must have been Kim and Chris I was talking to. And Kim made the comment, the whole thing is kind of ghosty, which is kind of what gives it its charm. So, I don't know, I might leave it. I think it would be kind of cool if it was on the wall and it was a little bit ghosty. People might come up and pay it some attention so that they can read it, where they might not pay attention to it if it was just bold. I don't know. I don't know if people pay attention to what's on your walls. I don't know. It's just me rambling about it. I don't know. But that's what I've been working on. I feel like that's a pretty good number of items to have touched since I've seen you last. Sometimes I have those times where I just want to stay on one thing all the time, and other times I just want to touch a gazillion things. And right now I want to start so much stuff. Like, I have plans with some sows. I don't know if y'all have looked at that cross stitch cylinder hashtag on Instagram, but it'll get you going. So I am going to talk about another sow in my plans coming up next. Before I do plans, I do want to show you I have one fully finished item. I had thought that I would have a couple more because I have two pieces that I was like, I have visualized in my head what I want to do with them. I know what I want the frames to look like. They're standard size frames. I went to Michael's. I went to Hobby Lobby. I looked at Target, like anywhere that sells a picture frame. I went and looked, and I bought some frames at Hobby Lobby. They're really cool. I mean, they're really neat frames. I moved them off my table so it wouldn't look junky, or I would show them to you. But they're really neat frames, but they did not work with either one of these pieces. So I will use them for something in the future. Tangent again. But when I was watching Krista, the Wildflower Stitcher, she had, maybe in her first video, she had shown Bloomtopia by Fat Quarter Shop that she had finished. And I was like, oh yeah, I finished that. And then either in the next video or it might have been in the Zoom, it was like hanging on her wall. And I was like, now I have had this finished for 150 years. Like, why? And I had a frame. The frame has been sitting right over here next to my door for months. Maybe more than a year. I don't know. For months it's been sitting over, and I was like, why would I not just put this in the frame? So I came in here, put it in the frame. It's stitched on Adas, and it's a stiff Ada. So I just cut my mat board, kind of wrapped my Ada around it. I didn't even like tape it or lace it or anything. I just pushed it down in the frame, folded the edges over the back, and put it in the frame. Now I probably need to adjust it a little bit, but it's cute, right? Look at that. Now, is this something that I would start right now and stitch? Maybe not with everything else that I have going on, but it's done and it's completed and it's super cute. Super cute. I do remember when I was looking for a frame for this, I thought I wanted like a gray to pull from this little basket, but I wound up going with white and I like it. I do like, you know, well, you can't see anything. I like dark frames. I normally gravitate to a little bit darker frame. Not necessarily black. I mean, I have some black frames and some like dark brown. But sometimes you just need white to make it pretty. So, we had talked about, I'm stitching and a 4-screw. Somehow that conversation came up in the Zoom. I didn't realize, I guess I missed this, or maybe I just didn't compute it, but Kim Goldman had stitched it, and hers is framed in white, which I wouldn't have thought about doing, but it's beautiful. Like in her last video, if you watch at the end when her husband is given the scripture that he does at the end of her videos, it's on the wall behind him. Y'all need to go watch that, because it is, I mean, the scripture's good. That's why you should go watch it. But as an extra added bonus, she has in a 4-screw framed in white behind it, and it is stunning. So when I'm 85 and I have mine done, I might frame it in white like hers. But again, this is Bloomtopia. Super, super cute. This is done on a, I'm sure it's a 14 count. Because it's a 14 count, and it fits in an 8x10 frame. And that's a free pattern still on Fat Quarter Shop. That's one of the things I love about them. Once they post a free pattern, it's up forever. Like, there's so many places, and I get it. Like, I'm not down on anybody that doesn't leave them up forever. I understand, but it is nice to be able to go back later when you see something and actually still be able to get it. Okay. Now I want to talk about plans. So, as I said, I go back and forth about my, how many whips I have, if it bothers me, if it doesn't bother me. I had done a list one day last week because I'm working on a new plan for a new rotation that I want to do. So I'm listing out all my whips and kind of putting them in different categories and stuff. And I was like, oh, this isn't bad. I don't have that many. And then I got, counting them at the end. I was like, oh, that's not bad. It's like 30. And oh, then there's that one. And there's that one. Oh, yeah, and I forgot about that one. And then this morning, even, I remembered another one. So I will say at this point, it is over 35, but it is not 40 yet. However, startitis is getting me a little bit. So I do have some plans started coming up, and that will bump my number up. So I'm either going to be okay with it, or I'm going to stop and knock something out. But part of my thought process is, if I take not even the oldest whip, but the whip that I have that is closest to a finish, if that makes sense, and I use that as my 2 threads a day piece, I should be able to pump out some stuff and get a handful of whips knocked out. I don't have a lot of small whips because I do love a large chart. I am that girl that if it is like 500 by 500, I'm like, oh yeah, sign me up. I'm good. Yes, I want to do that. Just because it's big, because I love it. I mean, when I stitch at night, I have 3 dogs in my lap and my cross stitch. So why wouldn't I just want a giant bed sheet to sit there and stitch on? Because it would be so easy to keep all the dog hair off of it. But that being said, this is actually my oldest whip, and it's not a lot to finish it. So I've picked this as my first 2 threads a day piece, and it just happened to be one of the whip go draws for this month. I had decided to do it as my 2 threads a day before she put the numbers up. So it worked out great. So this is Little House Needleworks, Hands to Work. I don't know when I started it, but it's been like, I would say it was in the first Mania when I got back into cross stitch. This was one of my Mania pieces. I am using the called for DMCs. I'm stitching it on a 28 count tea or coffee. I didn't dye it, but that's the darker of the Monacos. And I'm stitching 2 over 2. And this is where I am. So when I pulled it back out, I had hands to WOR. So I've done the K, the bird. Oh, I had some of the house done too. But I've done a pretty good portion of the house. I started the tree and the little lady. And this will fit in a 6x6 frame, I think. So I've been looking for a standard frame for that, and I love it. It is one that I started a while back, and it may or may not be one I would start today, but I love what it says. And it's nice to come home and just have some accomplishment. And it's got a house. I do love a house. I know some people say they don't like to stitch houses, and the houses are in just about everything. But I like the house. Okay, and then, so my whip go pulls I have listed for 2 hours a piece. So I've already done 2 hours on that, but again, I'm going to continue to do 2 strands a night because of what I just talked about. So the next piece is out of A Heart Remembers. And this one, oh, what's that in there? Sorry, randomness. This one, I'd said before, I don't know. Laura, where is it? I must have passed it. Hold on. It says anniversary happiness to you, dear friends. So I don't know if that's that whole thing. is the full name. I don't know. This is also, I've been working on this for quite a while. When did this book come out? 2022. I've been working on it since 2022. That's crazy. Crazy. It's on a piece of 32 count heritage by Picture This Plus. Oh, there's some floss in there. I'm so sorry. That's pretty, right? And I am stitching this 2/2. This is one that I would definitely start now because it's beautiful and timeless, but I would not do 2/2, which is what's holding me up so much. So the last time I got it out, I don't know if I've showed it since the last time I worked on it, but I did work on the bird and I put the year in. So this bird's almost done. And this is like maybe 3rd or 4th down my list of 2 strands a day. And let me just say, I want to start this so bad. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty. All right. And then my next plan, what did I do with it? It is patriotic season, and I want to start something patriotic. I really, really want to start a big patriotic because I have several, but I have a lot of big pieces, and I have a lot of sales that I'm either currently in or about to start. So I just decided to pick something little. So I picked up Bless Our Land. It was in my stash. I looked at my stash and this one grabbed me. Bless Our Land by Plum Street. It's 74 by 74 is the stitch count. And every time somebody shows it, I'm just like, oh, it's so pretty. It's beautiful. I did go online at lunch one day at work, and I put all the floss in my cart. But when I did that, it was like $30 worth of floss. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pull from stash on this one. I do normally I will get the call for floss, and then I will pick whatever fabric I have available. Because I'm like, you know, I'm drawn to it because of the colors. But then I had a thought that, you know, who's to say, because everybody talks about dye lot issues. I don't want to say issues because it's just part of cross stitch, but dye lot changes and how, you know, it doesn't necessarily always look like the cover picture. So I have a little bit in my head. I'm like, oh, I need to go ahead and order the floss because I want it to look like that. But who's to say that that designer didn't pull floss and linen from their stash, that who knows how long they've had it. It's not like, you know, I'm sure some like design based off what is out right now, but there's others that, you know, they just pull from their stash too. They're cross stitchers too. So, but I do want to start this one. There is a, I don't remember, I'm sure it has a hashtag, but I've heard several people talk about Hollis Hands Create doing the challenge where you start on Memorial Day and end by Labor Day. Surely I could get that done. Look at them little eagles. Oh, I just love her patriotic. I love it so much. Okay. Next plan is a new sow. So I talked about this in the last video. Me and Michelle, from Two Bay Stitchers. I put these on my floss ring and look, one just came off. Are going to start Plum Street Samplers on Prudence today. So if you have it, look at that. Ooh, it's so pretty. If you have it, join us. If you don't have it, you still have time to buy it because I will be working on this for 100 years. Look. So after this video, I'm going to go get my nails done. And then I'm going to come home. And this is going to be my evening. I'm stitching this on 36 count Dusty Road by Seraphim. And that's what it's going to look like. I just love that it has these deep purples in it. I know that a lot of stitchers stay away from purple. I love purple. It doesn't hurt my feelings, not one bit. The house is purple. Plummy looking. I am missing, that's the one floss that I'm missing is the house color, but of course I'm not starting there. But look at them flowers next to it. Like big as the house, bigger than the house. And that border. Paula is just good. She is just good. So, super excited, Michelle, that you reached out and we're going to get to start this. And it looks like there's quite a few people that are on board. I'm sorry, this has tape on it. I need to take it off because it has dog hair stuck to it. My whole life has dog hair stuck to it. The girls are sleeping. I normally tell you what they're doing. They went out and played hard this morning and they're sleeping right now. If you haven't watched me before, the girls are dogs. Okay, so very, very excited to start that. Now I do have, I'm stitching Pam's birthday sale with her. I'm doing I Wait Patiently for the Lord with Kim and Krista. I'm starting this one today with Michelle. I have another one that I'm stitching with Pam, Bristol Sampler. Me and Stitch and Jim talked about in August starting Blackbird. I about to say Bluebird. I was like, what? Who's Bluebird? A Blackbird. And I feel like there's more, but I'm a blank. Anyway, I am on the sales. Maybe I'll do a video one day just of all the sales that I'm in or want to join. But I love a good sale. I do. I love it. I can't say no. If you were to message me today with something I showed in my video and you're like, oh, I'm gonna start when you want to start, I'd be like, let's go. Let's go. Anybody that says that, I'm in. I'm all in for the sales. All right. Now I want to talk about haul. Now, I will say I had a chart that I told you, or I said that I needed some help in the last video and I was going to ask it in this video, but I can't find my chart. It's a fabric that I need to find the equivalent of, and I can't think of the name of it, and I can't find the chart. So when I find that, it will be in whatever the next video is to ask for help in finding said fabric. I really feel like there was something else I was going to tell y'all at this point, but I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to go on to haul. So I have, I ordered 36 count Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. The new series that they have, the greatest of these. I have the first chart and all the floss, and I just ordered the second chart. So I have faith. Hope is on its way. I was going to do it on 40 count, but maybe this was a flash sale or something. I don't know why I bought 36, but I don't know. We'll see. If I get around to starting it and I haven't bought 40 yet, then I'll just do it on the 36. But I do love Fiber on a Whim. I like it a lot. I love Brenda Gervais because she's awesome, and I'm sure everybody loves Brenda Gervais. I did buy 2 of her 3 new charts. So I bought Grand Old Flag 2, of which I want to do all 3. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I bought the Coleus and the Pear. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Coleus. It is this. If you don't know what it is, it's this flower right here. That's the red with the green around the edges. I love that. Love that. Love that. We planted some a couple years ago in a big pot with some lamb's ear. Oh, it was beautiful together. Beautiful. So as soon as I saw this, because I'd actually thought one time, I was like, maybe I would love to have a cross stitch design that had that in it because it's just beautiful. And then I saw this and I was like, I didn't even look at the chart. I saw the name and I was like, Brenda Gervais, yep, add to cart. But I love it in this little basket and the big bow. There's your pear. Oh, it checks all the boxes. This is, oh, it doesn't say on the back. I'd have to open it to see how big, but I don't think it's giant. But, if somebody starts to sow on that, I might jump on board, is all I'm going to say. Okay, and then every so often, I would say every few weeks, I go look on the Silver Needles website. They have a fantastic selection of clearance items. Some of them are not like super old charts. I'm sure it's just a matter of they need space for the new stuff. I've never been to their shop. I bet it is amazing, is all I can say. I would love to go there one day. But like I said, every few weeks I go on there and look at their closeout page to see what they have. Right now they have quite a few Hands Across the Sea. They have quite a few Scarlet House. And when I say quite a few, like 5 or 6, not like dozens or anything. They have some Teresa Kogut. I mean, they have a wide range of designers. So I went in, and I think I actually went on the site looking for something in particular. I don't even remember what it was or if I got it, and I wound up on the clearance page, and I was like, oh. So this had been on my wish list. Daisy Hill by Teresa Kogut. Because I love those pennies around it. I love anything with a penny border. This is 100 stitches by 68. I love that. Love it, love it. And I would do it on the black or a charcoal or something dark like that. So it was on clearance. I got this chart for $5. $5, Teresa Kogut. And then I have looked at this chart 487 times. It came out in when? 2021. So when it came out, it is stitched on Dolphin. Is that right? Yeah. It says Weeks Dye Works. Model was stitched on 36 count Dolphin linen from Weeks Dye Works. Anyway, so when it came out, I loved it and I was like, oh, I want to stitch that. But there was not, at the time I would only stitch on Aida, and there was not an Aida fabric that I thought it would have the same appearance as. So I just put it on my wish list and it's been sitting there forever. I've had it in my cart a couple times and I moved it out. And then it was on the clearance site. So I got this chart for $11. Sarah Jackson. Look at that. Oh, it is so, so pretty. So it says, oh, may we all ensure a lot among the blessed and watch a moment to secure an everlasting rest. I love the verses on these old charts. I just love it. And I love Scarlet House, so all you have to do is say Plum Street or Scarlet House, release something, I'm there. I'm on it. 100%. I have a lot of their stuff. I need to get busy stitching. Okay, so I have one piece of cross-stitch haul that's a quilting haul that's pretty cool that I want to show you. But I'm going to wait a minute. I'm going to tell you my story first. So all this week I've been like, I need to get some quilting out. You know, I want to get some quilting. I want to have some quilting to show on my next video. Didn't get anything out, didn't get anything out, didn't get anything out. So last night I had a couple things I wanted to send out to a couple friends. So I came home and wrote out some cards and addressed those. I had I sold something on my Etsy shop, so I was excited. So I got that all ready to send. And I was like, I need to go in here. I have a quilt that I want to put back here through patriotic season. That's obviously red, white, and blue. I should have already sent it off to the quilter, but I didn't. So last night I come home. I said, you know what? I'm just going to piece the backing together, get this thing packaged so I can run to the post office first thing in the morning before I do my video and have that done. I was so proud of myself, y'all. I came home, got those other things addressed. I came in here. I got my backing pieced together, got everything pressed, wrapped everything up, put it in the box. And the boxes that I send my stuff to my long armor are some I buy at Staples, and they have little marks in the box, so you can make the box different sizes. So you can cut down the slits on the side and push the sides in to make it a smaller box. So I was like, I put it in the box, cut the sides down, put it down, addressed it, taped it, and I was thinking to myself, like, boy, I'm really getting good at like packaging these quilts to send them off, because I used to never be able to pack it so small in this box to send it. So I was patting myself on the back like, Laurel, you're doing good. Good job. So I get up this morning a little later than what I wanted to, moving around a little slower, but it's Saturday morning, so it's okay. Get all my stuff, take a shower, get ready, get the dog squared away, take my boxes to the post office, my packages to the post office. I go in, super nice lady at the post office. I talk to her, and she checks me out, and I send her my stuff, and I come back out and I get in the car, and I'm like, that was like really cheap to send that package. Like, good job, Laurel. You like condensed that down, and it saved you a ton of money. It's like half price of what it normally costs you to send this to your long armor. So I came home, and I was like, okay, I'm going to come home, I'm going to do my video, and then I'm going to mop the floor, and then I'm going to go get my nails done. Like, I got my day like, boop, 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 boop. That's what I'm going to do. So I came home, and I came in here, and to do my video, I just moved my ironing board over, because if not, you would see a view over here that's not pretty. So I was like, I went to move it. So when I did, I have to move my chair out of the way. So when I pulled my chair back, guess what was sitting in my chair? The batting for my quilt. So I looked at it for a minute, and I was like, surely I put batting in the box with my quilt and my backing. Surely I did. So I looked in my little stash of where I keep my batting, because I normally have a couple of pieces. And the batting that I wanted to send was white. So you can get batting, and you can get black, but you can get like white, and you can get like a neutrally off-white color. So I had one package last night of off-white and one package of white. And I said, well, I need to send white because of the particular quilt. So over in my stash was my off-white color, and in my chair was the white. So I knew 100% that white was what should have gone in that box. So I get back in the car, I go back to the post office, send a second package to the same person, and I'm like, yes, I am that person. So then I had to email my long armor. It was embarrassing enough to go up, and the lady at the post office was like, oh, I said, yeah, just left something out. I said, I knew it was cheap. When I got back in the car, I was like, man, that was cheap. So it didn't cost extra money, but it was the equivalent of what, the average is. So I was like, Laura, you are so silly. Like, my husband is just he's going to be like, Laurel, seriously, when I tell him. So I came home, I emailed my long arm lady. I said, hey, so, and mind you, I have never met her in person. She is a great long armor. She is fast, and she is good, and she is professional, but I've never met her in person. So she doesn't know my personality. She just gets an email from me. Hey, I'm sending a quilt. She gets a check back. There's very little like conversation, because she has it set up good how to like send your stuff in. So I had to send her an email and say, hey, sent you a quilt, but I forgot to put the batting in the package. So you're going to get one package that has the batting and the backing, and another package that has the batting. So my top and my back are in one piece, one package, and my batting's in another. So only me would do something like that. I have sent a ridiculous amount of quilts out to have them quilted. Never have I done that. Never, ever, ever. So anyway, I have nothing to show you for the quilting that I did because it's in the mail on its way to her in 2 separate packages. I did cut out a block for my quilter's cottage, but I didn't get any of it sewed together. I did order, I reserved the Jolly Box from Fat Quarter Shop for this year, so I don't know when those will ship out, but I do have that coming. I got this is my only little bit of quilting haul. I got my next club piece for the Simple Whatnots. If you don't follow, if you're a quilter or have any interest whatsoever in quilting and you don't follow Kim Deal, you should. We've talked about my obsession with her right now, but this is the next quilt that we got. So this is called Sing for Your Supper. So I'm excited to do this one. I mean, it has lots of yummy, yummy, yummy fabric. So I will start on that at some point because I'm caught up on this club. I still haven't pulled out any of the old clubs that I talked about I was going to do because I lie. There was something that I had said in the last video and I was like, I'm going to have to remember to tell them I lied about something and tell you what it was, but I don't remember, so I can't confess to it. I'm so sorry. But that's what I got going on in my world. Like, I'm very appreciative that you come and hung out with me. I hope I made you smile a little bit with my quirkiness and my weirdness. So I'm going to go mop my floors, and then I'm going to go get my nails done, and then I'm going to come home and I'm going to stitch. So I'm super excited. So I hope to be back in 2 to 3 weeks with an update for you with lots of goodies to show. And until then, I hope you get lots of quilting and lots of stitching done. Bye, guys.